The regular recommended daily dose of funny is just not enough. Thankfully, we have extra funny with TJ and Riggins.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I got some new lighting in here. If you want to go look at the videos, that's a fun thing to do. Go where YouTube, just go to tjriggins.com. You can find all of the places to watch and listen to the show and podcast stuff.
I think you look so vibrant with this new lighting.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I got the new lighting, but it is like I'm being interrogated.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good sign that I can't see anything past the lights. I can't see the rest of the room, kind of like if you're on stage and there's a spotlight hitting you and you can't see the rest of out into the crowd.
Yeah.
Which you would think I'd be used to by now by walking through life in a spotlight. It's just when it's literally the case, it's a little bit.
You're going to be blind when you try to go to the bathroom. You're going to be like,
oh, and I got so many cords stretched out in here, and it just like when the engineer from the other radio station was in here the other night or the other day, setting up my home equipment for that show. He said, I should have thought, and he said, this is driving me crazy. He said, I should have brought some Velcro and some things to keep these cords and all neat in here, but I'll come back and do all of that. Oh. And so I'm having to watch every little step. When I step around the desk, I've got things I'm having to step over and keep from tripping and all of that.
That's nice that he's coming all the way back there, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's younger than any engineer that I've ever worked with. Yeah. And he told me that he worked with some engineers when he was young that made him want to get into doing that for a living, and that he tries his best to emulate the engineer Dave that we had at our last job.
Dave was the best.
Dave that we love so much, yeah. And I said, well, there's nobody better you could try to do be like than that guy.
Yep.
And and I said, we miss him so much.
Yeah.
He said he thinks Dave's living in Australia now.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I do not see that.
Yeah, he said, I'm not sure, but I think he moved to Australia because his wife was Australian.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I didn't know. He doesn't seem like he would want to live there. I don't know. Something about
it seems to me like he could get along anywhere that he is. You know, he's just minds his business. He has opinions about things, but he doesn't just come out throwing them around and all of that. You kind of have to pull them out of him.
Yeah. At any given time, though, he's living the dream.
Yeah.
I can tell you in the hallways.
What his response was anytime you said, hey, Dave, how's it going? Living the dream, living the dream.
I could never tell if he was being serious or if living the dream.
But, and before he was an engineer, he was a museum curator. He's a history buff, and I remember that he said before he became a radio engineer, he was the curator of a museum. What is that? I don't really know, but it sounds kind of fun.
I was about to say what? Yeah, what is he like front desk at a? I don't know.
No, I just went to his LinkedIn and it says that he was the director of Ella Sharp Museum in Michigan.
The director, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so the director is the one that does all the curating.
Mm-hmm.
And the curating, kind of led to his interest in electronic engineering.
It must have.
I've been known to curate a little bit in my
I'm hearing a lot of curating. I don't know what any of that is. But I was going to ask why he left, but then again, it's in Michigan, so I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
He would leave Michigan, sure.
Yeah.
But does it say that he moved to Australia on his LinkedIn?
It did not. It says that he's still, with that company that we were at.
Maybe he is. Maybe this fella is mistaken. Yeah, because he said, I'm not for sure. I heard that he had moved to Australia. I'm like, okay. But I don't know. If people would ask before, if you could live in any other country, what would it be? Years ago, I would have said Australia.
Oh.
But now, I mean, if you had to pick, I would probably say Australia. But now, Australia, Great Britain, France, none of those European countries are free anymore. You don't even have freedom of speech there anymore. I mean, they're arresting people for things that they put on Twitter that are they consider to be hate speech. Like they arrested a British comedian the other day because he tweeted something, and he was in the United States when he did it. He tweeted something, and then they arrested him when he got back to Great Britain.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
That is wild.
I know, they suck.
Scary.
So where are you? What are you picking now? If you had to,
not Canada, because Canada, tries to get people to kill themselves all the time. The government encourages people to kill themselves. Plus, they're not free either. They don't have freedom of speech. They can't do anything. I don't know, really. Probably, maybe Bermuda.
Bermuda.
Yeah.
It's stuck in that triangle.
Yeah. Did you think about that?
How you gonna get there?
The Bermuda Love Triangle. Because Bermuda has banking and stuff like that, like ours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Bermuda short came from. They wear those Bermuda shorts to work at the banks and all because they're cooler and they're dressier looking. So they ride these little scooters to their jobs, and they've got briefcases. They wear a tie and a jacket and shorts with dress socks and dress shoes.
Nothing worse.
But that is why they're called Bermuda shorts, is because that's where they wear, the businessmen wear them in Bermuda.
I actually did not know that. And I know a lot about fashion.
No, you should have known that from fashion history.
I've never heard of, but I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's not a good look, but
on those little scooters, and they got their helmets and the.
When you say high socks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See,
socks. Yeah.
Not into this. I'm not into this.
It's kind of like when Cameron Newton started wearing short suit pants. He'd wear the whole outfit.
Yeah.
Of course, Cameron Newton dresses as a clown anyway.
He does, and it's gotten weirder in the last couple months. He is just dressing like so oddly. I don't even understand it.
Wants that attention.
Yeah. Bless
He
it.
craves it.
Yeah. And he also talks like an idiot. Like he's, he, and not to say that he is an idiot, because a lot of the things that he says on his podcast and about football and stuff, obviously he knows what he's talking about. But the way he has to speak that he thinks is an entertaining way of delivering his message is not. Well, and it's just maybe just annoying to an older guy like I am. Maybe the youngsters like it. I don't know, but it sounds like someone who is in some stage of schizophrenia.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
That's how I would have put it. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but don't tell him I said it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course not.
I don't want to have to fight Cameron Newton.
This is TJ Riggins Extra Funny.
TJ Riggins TV is sponsored by Cozy Earth. Watch the entire show every day at tjriggins.com and get 41% off your Cozy Earth order at tjriggins.com/deals when you use the promo code TJ at checkout. Sheets, towels, men's and women's clothing, and a lot more. tjriggins.com/deals.
Have you seen these awesome glasses TJ's daughter Lainey found? They're called Aquila, and they're 10% off when you use code TJ at checkout at aquila.la and the deals page at tjriggins.com.
I just recently found the coolest gift on Distill Union. You need to check these out. They're mag-lock sunglasses. I got them for my husband. When he puts his sunglasses on his shirt, like when he's golfing, they always fall off, or if he's on the boat. These mag-lock sunglasses lock to stay in place wherever you put them. They're so awesome. Go to tjriggins.com/deals, code TJ for 20% off.
Our charitable efforts are possible thanks to great businesses like the Johnson Group. They've been providing janitorial services to some of North and South Carolina's most prestigious properties since 1991. They are some of the very best in Charlotte. Learn more at tjriggins.com/clean.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Let's do it!
Now, back to TJ and Riggins Extra Funny.
Do y'all think that it is a fireable offense if someone calls their boss a D-head?
Say so.
I mean, I think it probably depends on the occupation, but I think for most jobs, that's a fireable offense.
Well, hang on, let me find this story.
I thought you were going to say, hang on, let me unsend this text message.
Yeah. Let me.
This is from the dailymail.uk. A female office manager has won almost 30,000 euros in compensation after a judge ruled she was wrongfully sacked for calling her boss a D-head. Carrie Herbert was unfairly dismissed from her 40,000 euros a year role at a scaffolding company when she made, quote, one-off comment to her line manager. I don't know how this happened, but in May of 2022, she found documents in her boss's desk. Why is she in her boss's desk? About the costs of employing her, and she became upset as she believed he was going to let her go. When her boss, who ran the firm, with his wife, raised issues about her performance, she began crying. She was crying, and she said, if it was anyone else in this position, they would have walked away years ago due to the goings on in the office. But it's only because of you two D-heads that I stayed.
What?
And then she said, quote, and then the boss said, don't call me a blanking, an effing D-head or my wife. That's it. You're sacked. Pack your kit and F off. It's so British. I love that. Everything's a kit.
I hate English.
The soccer uniform is a kit. Whatever your stuff is called a kit.
I heard of that.
So she said that she asked if he was really firing her, and the boss answered, yes, I have. Now F off. Now the Brits do say that a lot. They tell people to F off or piss off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed it. So then she ends up suing them for wrongful termination, and then the UK employment board, whatever they're called, awarded her money, and they shouldn't have fired her.
Yeah.
But but again, it's not U.S. America.
Yeah, I just assume that it's going to be backwards, like whatever they're deciding.
What, Riggins?
Yeah, I think it's whatever they're deciding. That court, the correct response would be to do whatever the opposite of what the court said. That's just the way.
All heads on that court.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they're used to cussing, and they're used to cussing each other out, and
yeah, they are. You know why? It's because they're a godless people, the Brits.
And when you said, they say piss off a lot, I can't stand that. Like, there's something about it makes it, to me, hearing it makes it worse than a worse word that we would think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they score like the word that we all hate, starts with a C. They say that a lot, like it's nothing.
Right. Well, women hate it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Women hate the word. Men love it. No.
I just think they don't, they're just uncouth.
They are. And you know why? It's because we whooped the hell out of them in that war.
That's right.
Years ago.
That's right.
And they don't know how to act since then.
Yeah.
Bless them.
Bless them.
And D-head doesn't even seem like the worst thing you could call somebody in England. Like, that seems pretty mild compared to the other words that they use.
Absolutely.
But still, if you're calling your boss that and his wife,
and the wife,
I just feel like they're all doing a lot of slurs. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I confronted someone in a dark theater one time for referring to my family and me as a bunch of D-heads.
What?
You remember that?
What?
It was when one of the new superhero movies had come out. It was the opening weekend for it or something. And my wife's parents were here visiting, and we all went to that movie where the guy who played Shazam played the part of Kurt Warner, the Christian quarterback and all that. So we went to see that movie, and we had our reservations and our seats and all that. Well, in the theater next door was some superhero movie. Well, we got, there weren't that many people waiting to see the Kurt Warner movie. So we got prime seating in that, all of our seats. Well, this guy comes in and he's with his girlfriend and he's looking down the aisle and he's looking at his tickets and all that. And she said, it's fine. It's fine. There are other seats. So I thought he thinks that we're in his seats. And then he got a few rows behind us and sat down. And I heard him say, just a bunch of D-heads. And so not yelling at us, but talking to his girlfriend.
About you.
Yeah. And I stood up and, of course, my daughter was melting in her seat. Oh, Dad, don't say that. And I said, hey, is there something wrong? Because the movie hadn't started yet. I said, is there something wrong? Do y'all think that we have your seats? Well, yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. I said, no, let's get it. We need to get it straightened out because I heard you call us D-heads.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that we're not in your spot or anything. So our tickets say that we're in the right row. And then what do yours say? And he's looking at his and he looks back and he's like, is this the theater for, I don't know what it was, but say Spider-Man. And I said, no, we're here for another movie. And he just lowered his head. He goes, oh, I am so sorry. We're in the wrong theater. I'm so sorry. We're supposed to be next door.
But see, I can't stand that. I mean, anyway.
But he apologized. He recognized
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're getting bent out of shape about some seats in a superhero movie. Like,
well,
a lot of things.
He may have paid more for those seats. I don't know how it works. So when they start taking advantage of superhero movie freaks, if they upcharge them for certain things and all that most normal people wouldn't pay for.
Well,
I don't know.
Anyway, calling someone that even under your breath, he wanted you to hear it clearly.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh, sure.
And then I also, I pointed at my mother-in-law and I said, because, she really is one. You hit the nail on the head right there. calling a woman in her late 60s.
Yeah.
Head.
You got it. Got that right, buddy.
Ooh, you're really onto something here, fella.
God.
Oh my! How old was that guy? Do you think?
Probably early 30s.
30s. I mean, that is remarkable.
He didn't have a good upbringing.
Well, I just think he was just so emotional because he was so fired up waiting to see that superhero movie that he'd been waiting to see. And he gets there and things aren't perfect the way he thought they were. I paid for these seats. These are the seats that I wanted. I went ahead of time and paid it. Yeah.
All he had to do was tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, are these my seats? Are these your seats? Let's work this out. Not puff and puff like you're 5 and
right.
They broke up.
That's amazing.
I don't know.
The girl was probably like, what a loser.
It was kind of her fault because she told him to keep moving. He didn't not to ask us anything.
Well,
it's fine. It's fine. These seats are fine.
And she's a D-head too.
Yeah. You and your D-head girlfriend get over there to Nerd Town.
Yeah. See you, nerds.
It's extra funny with TJ and Riggins.